welcome to my channel, or welcome back, and welcome to my Summerween Readathon vlog. I am so excited for this video. If you guys have never ever heard of Summerween before, this is my first year participating, and it is hosted by Olivia Reads a Latte and Gabby Reads. They host this readathon that is basically themed around Halloween. They love spooky books. I do as well, and now that the Sun's Out Books Out readathon is over, I was like, okay, I'm just kind of ready to dive into fall books. So to kick that craving, I am going to be participating for the first time this year, and I am so excited. So I have my TBR books back here that I am going to go through with you guys. I really did not want to miss out on this readathon, and I do have a big reason why I wanted to participate, because there's a specific book that I really wanted just like an excuse to read, and that book is The House on Needless Street by Catriona Ward, or Catriona Ward. I really don't know how you pronounce her name. I should probably look it up, but I have been dying to read this. Every single one of my friends has loved it, and I just need to find out what it's about. Like, I just cannot wait any longer. So this book is kind of what sparked my whole idea of wanting to participate in this readathon. It actually fulfills two of the prompts, or that's what I'm kind of telling myself. I do have an extra book to fulfill every single prompt, but I don't want to go too hard on myself, so this completes the prompt of read a book while you bake or like make a spooky treat, and also to read a book in the dark. I may not do those simultaneously. I'm not actually going to be making like a super duper spooky treat. I'm actually just going to be making some banana muffins, because I have some bananas sitting on my counter that need to be eaten, and it's just the perfect way to eat those up. So I am going to make those today, because I feel like that way I will be able to just eat them throughout the weekend, because I love banana muffins, and the ones I make are vegan. So instead of eggs, you actually use applesauce as a substitute, and I swear they are way better than regular muffins, so I will leave the recipe below. My impression going into this is that it's very weird. I haven't heard that it's slow, but I do know there's horror, and it's not necessarily like a mystery thriller. I seriously know nothing about this book. I haven't been spoiled. There's a cat named Olivia, so I am here for it, and this is the one we're gonna start with. The next prompt is to read a slasher, and I had a very hard time picking out a slasher because I do not read them. I was trying my best to stick to these prompts for books that I actually own, or books I would actually read. I didn't want to have to like go out and buy a bunch of books and read a bunch of gory horror, because that's not what I'm used to, and I want to enjoy my reading. And this is Final Girls, so I feel like there's some type of murder involved, and it's been sitting on my shelf for so long, and these two books are very popular books. I feel like they would just be really good to vlog in general, and this is my last Riley Sager that I have not read by him. Excited, nervous, but also we may check out my shelves together, because I'm not sold on the idea of this one yet. The next prompt is to read a book with the word haunt in the title, and I had the hardest time ever with this prompt. So when I was looking through my Fall Vibes Goodreads list, I actually found this book called The Haunting of Aveline Jones, and it's extremely small. I'm pretty sure it's right at, yeah, it's like 215 pages, and it's a middle grade. And also, this cover is phenomenal. If this doesn't look like Harry Potter in female form, I don't know what does. Gavin actually really loved this. The setting is in a small town, which kind of gives you those cozy cottage vibes. Aveline loves reading ghost stories, so a dreary half-term becomes much more exciting when she discovers a spooky old book. Not only are the stories spine-tingling, but it belonged to a girl called Primrose Penberthy, who vanished mysteriously, never to be seen again. Intrigued, Aveline decides to investigate Primrose's disappearance with some help from her new friend Harold. Now someone or something is stirring, and it is looking for Aveline. There's also like these pages in here that just give some really pretty artwork. But anyways, I'm so glad this made it here in time. You can only get it in the UK, so I got this through Amazon but from Book Depository, and it just looks really good and really cute. And then the last prompt is to read a book with Halloween colors on the cover, and this is absolutely perfect. You have black, you have orange and yellow. I love a good manga or graphic novel, and I have just been holding on to this one for so long, but now is the time because I do not own any more graphic novels that could fit any of the prompts. And like I said, because I did want to pick a book for each prompt, I guess I could read this next one while I eat a spooky treat or also read in the dark, is The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. I am actually a third of the way through this book, and I really want to finish it because I am loving it so much. Like, I'm already calling it a favorite of the year so far. But this girl is actually a ghost writer, but she also sees ghosts, and her family owns a funeral home. There is a lot that goes down in this book, and it's so engaging. The humor is a little bit like Emily Henry, and it's also blurbed by Christina Lauren. So I'm hoping that this book blows up because it needs to. I think she also wrote Geekerella, which is like a duology. It's a young adult, like, romance contemporary. I was personally never interested in that series, but I think this is her first adult book, and she's actually from my area. So I just really want to support a native from South Carolina. I think it's going to be such a good read for this readathon. I hadn't really planned to add it to my TBR, but like I said, we will see what I end up getting through because this is kind of a lot for 1 week, and I only have one of them on audio. So, but anywho, welcome to the vlog. There's my TBR. We are gonna see what we can get done this week. I actually scheduled some reading sprints with some of my friends because I just know I'm gonna end up needing it during the week, a little extra motivation. And another very exciting thing that's happening tomorrow, Kendal and I have a friend, her name is Jordan, who is actually coming from Tennessee to see us and hang out with us. So she's gonna drive 3 hours, her precious soul. I cannot believe she's gonna hang out with us like all day. She is so sweet, and we are actually gonna see Where the Crawdads Sing because that came out yesterday. Today's Friday, so it came out yesterday, and we've all read the book. We all loved it. We all sobbed. We all got emotional, and it's just gonna be a great time to see that movie. So we are gonna go to my favorite taco place called Tipsy Taco. So it's just gonna be a great fun day of all the fun bookish things. The bad thing is I'm not going to get any reading done tomorrow unless I read for a couple hours before I go to bed on Saturday, but that's basically going to be the main thing that's happening in this vlog other than a bunch of reading and talking clips. Like I said, I'm going to keep this casual. I'm going to stop rambling. We are going to go ahead and make our banana muffins and jump right into the reading because I am, like I said, very much itching to get to House on Needless Street, but I'm just so excited to be hanging out and doing another readathon because I really love readathons. For some reason, like, this year is just a readathon year for me, and I'm loving it. That being said, I am gonna go ahead and get to it, and I will give you guys an update whenever I have an update. You're such a sweet boy. Say happy day 2 of Summerween. Say hi. You look so grumpy. Is it because I woke you from your nap by talking? Huh? Hey everyone, welcome to day 2 of Summerween. I unfortunately didn't update you much last night because if I haven't said already, my husband and I are going to be moving in September. So we just got to chatting about house stuff and doing the math to all the finances, and yeah, I had to have that conversation and get it out of the way so we kind of know what to expect, but it was a huge distraction. So I only read halfway to page 135 of House on Needless Street. As you can see, I kind of started tabbing here. I have like 4, but then I just got so lost and confused. Like, these are just statements that I thought were really funny or like life quotes, and I just had to stop because I didn't know what I was reading. Honestly, I kind of feel like I'm reading Bunny all over again, where it feels like a fever dream. I want to hit my head against the wall because I'm so frustrated. But I am happy to say that once I hit the 100-page mark, things are coming together, so to speak, which coming together doesn't really mean coming together because I know there's a plot twist, but like things are making a little bit of sense and these 3 points of view are finally being weaved together. We have the people meeting and the cat, Olivia, and I have my speculations about what this book is, and there is starting to be a little bit more of those horrific elements kind of sprinkled throughout, and it's nothing too crazy, but I'm also a little bit scared of what that means for the end. I can't say really anything else about this because it is such a weird book and it was really hard for me to actually get into, and the audiobook isn't terrible. I'm finally getting used to the narrator, but his voice is just kind of like nasally and annoying. But I do love Olivia the cat's point of view. Like, I freaking love her humor, and just the writing in this was really jarring at first but really hilarious, and now it's flowing a little bit better now that I'm used to the writing of the author, if that makes sense. I feel like that's with any new book I read though, with any new author. I can already tell you that my plan is today, since I'm going book shopping with Kendal and Jordan, I just have this inkling that I may end up picking up Sundial because there's just gonna be something that happens in this, and I don't know, I know I'm gonna love it, if that makes any sense, because it's so out there and so weird. That is where we are at. I still am sitting on these 3 books that I really would love to read, and I'm not sure if I'm going to just kind of ignore the slasher prompt at this point, which sounds terrible, but I've seen a lot of people after day 1 kind of switching up their TBRs, not really following the prompts and just reading spooky books. So I may end up picking up like the Sundown Motel or something a little bit more thrillery that's similar to this but not like bloody gory thrillery. I am getting ready to head out to go meet Jordan and Kendal for tacos. I cannot believe she is driving 3 hours to see us. We are so excited as well to see Where the Crawdads Sing. I've seen a lot of my friends say they cried, and I'm not mentally or emotionally prepared, so we will see what happens. I am so excited to just hang out, have an afternoon of a couple hours at the bookstore, and I'm sure some book hauling will be done. We will see where tomorrow takes us, but for now, let's just go ahead and head over to meet them for tacos and just have a fun bookish day out.
Like-minded if we could, but that's not the case. Oh, oh.
I am officially back from being out all day. I am so exhausted, but I have not read a single thing today. Today was just so incredible. I left the house at 10:30 and it is now 9 o'clock, so we were out literally all day. I did not get nearly as much footage as I wanted to or thought I would, but honestly we were just talking so much and it was so great just to be in the moment. Obviously you guys know Kendal and I live in the same town, you've seen her in other videos, but we had never met Jordan before, and she is just an amazing human being, and she's the type of person that feels like she's a childhood friend, like you've known her your entire life. I think we spent like three and a half hours at the bookstore after we had tacos because we were running late a little bit to see Where the Crawdads Sing, and let me tell you guys, the theater was packed out. I don't think any of us were expecting it to be so busy, but that's good because it's an incredible movie, probably one of the most accurate book to movie adaptations I think I've probably ever seen. It's not a movie where you're like, okay, it's the end, I cry and boo-hoo. No, this is like a very emotional movie from like start to finish. I teared up multiple times and it was just such a good story, and I felt that same shock factor while watching that I did when I first read the book, so I was so happy that they were accurately be able to bring that to life. The one thing that kind of threw me was everybody was talking about this Taylor Swift song that was in the movie, and you guys, it literally played in the credits, so if you're going for just the thematic Taylor Swift song in a scene or something, it was not really in the movie at all, so just a heads up for that. I just got really emotional driving home, one because I'm tired, but two because it's just crazy how books can bring together people near and far, and just the bond you can create with people is just amazing, and you can really get on a deep level as far as like what you believe spiritually and kind of like your lifestyle, I guess, and it's just really fun to hang around like-minded people that you're comfortable with, you feel safe with, and Jordan and Kendal are those people for me, so I just had such an amazing time. I miss them already. I did not want to say goodbye, but we are hopeful we will all see each other again in the future. So it was just such an amazing bookish day all around. I'm gonna go jump into my comfy clothes, make some hot tea, and I did buy some books. I bought 4, but I am going to go ahead and haul those tomorrow when I'm not as exhausted because I am really tired, and I also just want to get to reading because I'm still really enjoying Needless Street. I've been thinking about it all day long. I will do a little book haul for you guys later, and we took a bet before we went into the store who we thought would buy the most, and I said Kendal, and Kendal did buy the most, so Kendal, I think you owe me like a book or something for being right. But yeah, we were pretty ruthless, which I do not regret, but I do have a slight change to my TBR because of one of the books I got that I'm very excited about, and I just hope it was worth my money, so hopefully that piques your curiosity, but I will go over kind of the books I picked up tomorrow in the morning. So that was my day 2 of Summerween. So far, no reading has gotten done, but that's okay because we still did bookish things. With that, I will say goodnight to you guys now, and I will see you in the morning. Hey guys, welcome to Sunday, or day 3 of the readathon. Unfortunately, I do not have much of an update at all, and I realized I haven't shown you guys my books that I hauled yesterday, as well as a couple other things I got in the mail, so I thought I would show those to you guys as well. The first thing I thought I would talk about is the Caraval series that I finally decided to give in and get. This was with the Prime Day sale, and they had the box set for $17. That's like $6 a book, and I've had so many of my friends tell me, Kendal, Hannah, Jordan, so many people are like, how have you not read the Caraval series? So I am hoping to pick this up like in the winter possibly and just binge the whole series. I really like these covers. I wasn't originally gonna buy it, but Yeah, I'm trying to not buy too many more young adult fantasy books because I have so many on my shelves and I have maybe like 10 adult fantasy books, so I'm really trying to broaden my horizons and read more adult fantasy. And then I also got another package from Amazon, which this is kind of random, but it is related to YouTube. I don't know about you guys or any of you guys out there that also do YouTube, but on my phone calendar I have things related to booktube and content creating, but also my life stuff and then my photography business stuff. And to have that all on one calendar is extremely frustrating because I do want to prioritize my life things, but then I end up missing content or things that I wanted to start earlier or that I wanted to put out earlier. So I decided to get this little like desk calendar. I don't know if you guys can see that real well because of the light reflection, but this was only $10 on Amazon, and I actually saw Chandler from Chandler Ainsley have sticky notes. At least I think it was Chandler. She has sticky notes on the days with the videos or the content that she's putting on the different days of the week, but because they're sticky notes, if you need to rearrange your month or figure out a different plan for just looking ahead, you don't have it written in stone, which also makes me feel so much better because if I have something written out on my calendar, it's like I must do it. It's top priority. Like I have to do this or I'm letting myself down. So I'm hoping with like a less permanent method that I will just be able to be more consistent because I'm putting less pressure on myself. Hopefully that makes some sense, but I wanted to get these blue and green like pastel colors to match kind of like the leaf colors for my desk. So I think this will just be a really good way to organize my YouTube life. And then on the side, of course, there's like a place for notes, which will be really, really nice. So hopefully going into the fall when things get crazy, it'll help me feel a little bit more organized. And then finally, we have the real goodies. So let's go ahead. What do we want to start with? Let's just go ahead and start with this adorable manga that I have been trying to get a hold of called Beyond the Clouds, The Girl Who Fell from the Sky. This is actually the same studio or artist, I think, as Studio Ghibli. And so inside there's just some really, really sweet illustrations. These kids are just so freaking cute, and I've seen this around for quite some time, but I've never, like, again, been able to find it physically. So yesterday I was so excited. I kind of just wanted to buy like all 3 novels that were there, but I don't know much about this. It says, living beneath the haze of Yellow Town, young Theo has never seen the stars. He works as a mechanic and spends his off hours digging through the town's trash heap for abandoned treasures. He's always had the soul of a dreamer, but he's given up on living the kind of fantastical life he's read about in books. Then one day he finds an amnesiac injured girl with wings and everything changes. Theo's talents help fix her wing, and their quest will take them beyond the clouds, farther than either could have imagined. Doesn't this not just sound so freaking cute? And then I also decided to get, as well as Kendal and Jordan, we all got this book. We're planning to buddy read it maybe in the fall, is Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater. I don't know where I originally found this book, but I've inspired my friend Kaylin to pick it up, and Lexi's picked it up, and I just haven't seen it around a lot, but I do know it's like Bridgerton and Avatar combined, but with Fae. I heard all 3 of those things and I immediately needed this book, so that's all I know. I love the cover. I think there's a second book out already, or people are getting the ARC, so it must be coming out soon. But I'm just very excited. Again, another adult fantasy book that I can have on my shelf, and hopefully I really love it. These next 2 purchases were a little bit risky. The first one I got is Sundial. I am loving the vibes of Needless Street. It's so confusing and intricate and fascinating that I know for a fact that I'm going to want to pick this up and read this in the fall. And the next book that I wasn't actually planning to purchase, I was just going to listen to it on audio, and then Elizabeth from Reading Riley said that her experience may have been a little bit better, or this possibly could have been a 5-star if she had had the physical book, because there's annotations and footnotes and different things within the physical book, and I think I may actually end up reading this week instead of reading Final Girls as a slasher, because you guys know I don't typically read horror. So I feel confident in my decision to finally pick up the Pallbearers Club by Paul Tremblay. This was also a huge risk because I have not read anything by Paul Tremblay yet, but as you can see, there's like all of these notes within the book, and there's also pictures and articles and lots of weird, creepy things. But I think our main character owns a funeral home, and he has just called like him and his friends the Pallbearers Club because they're part of this funeral home. And then there's like a side character girl, I think, who actually takes pictures of the dead bodies, and like I don't know what she does with them, but it sounds really weird and it sounds really quirky. But I've heard the humor is actually really good, so I'm very nervous about this one, but I think it's gonna be really interesting to vlog it. But yeah, I am just very excited about all my book purchases. I think I am going to be reading all of these this year because I'm really excited about all of them. There you have it. There's a little bookish haul for you, but I need to get going and make a salad for lunch and then jump on the Zoom call for Elizabeth's shower. I think we're doing games and she's opening gifts and stuff that we've sent her, so it's gonna be a really fun time. And then after that, I'm going to jump on sprints with Kendal and Keisha. They're just doing like some cozy Sunday afternoon sprints, so I think that will really help me power through Needless Street and hopefully finish it. So I will be back to check in with you guys when I'm finally finishing up Needless Street. I'm on page 215 and I have no clue what I'm reading, and I can't even, what? I can't even process what's happening. Like, I don't have words. Like, what? I'm over halfway through and I still don't know what's happening. I guess that's a good thing. I just found out something else, which makes you think you know what's going on, and then like something else comes. But it's the unraveling of this story is so slow that it's making me aggravated to where like I want to read it but I don't. Does that make any sense? But like I need to know what this big reveal is that people talk about. This author is ridiculous in pulling me in so many directions. It's just like, I feel like it's a 5-star, but I don't know what the end is gonna do. We still have like 110 pages left, something like that. I don't know how I'm gonna, like, I have 2 hours left of the audio, and I don't know how to feel at all. So that's where we're at. So it is now 8 o'clock. I finally finished the book, and wow, It has been a long time since I've been on a trip of a book, since like Bunny. Also, my dogs keep walking around, so sorry if you hear a bunch of clicking on the wood floor. This is a book that you just cannot rate. Like, I kind of figured it out about 3/4 of the way through, like, what was going on, but it just kept going and going and going. I don't really know how to talk about this without literally spoiling it. I want to keep this a spoiler-free vlog, but like, I filmed some of my reaction and you can probably tell the different ways I was being tugged like all the time. And the afterword in this that explains why the book was written and how it was written. Wow. I feel like this isn't really defined as horror. Like, if you've never read horror, you would be okay with reading this. I have so many like questions as well. Like, I feel like this is a book I want to like reread right away because it was so confusing in the first 150 pages that I feel like I missed so much. But I think that's kind of the point. Like, you're not supposed to be able to figure it out. In the end, it just kind of becomes more emotional. And I don't even know how to rate this. I think I'm gonna have to sit on it. That was a very dense, deep book. The perspective of Olivia the cat in this is definitely my favorite, but I can tell that I need a palette cleanser. So I think I may end up picking this book up next because it's a little bit spooky, but it's like easier to read, and I'm sure there's gonna be nowhere near the hard things talked about in this book, and I just need a complete opposite book because my brain just kind of hurts. I'm so glad I bought Sundial though. Now I have to go tell all my friends that I finished it because I've had multiple people asking me, have I finished yet? But I am definitely gonna be diving into one of these tonight because I'm still like processing, like comprehending the other book. Like, I have no words and I need something easy. So we'll see how much either of these I can get done tonight, and yeah, that's the plan. But I probably won't talk to you guys until tomorrow or Tuesday possibly. I don't have much going on this week, but I am doing sprints Wednesday night, so yeah, I will probably catch up with you guys at some point when I have one or both of these read. Hello my friends, I definitely have a reading update for you, but I also have like a major life update as well. And let me just say, this readathon or this reading week did not go at all how I had planned. I had a great weekend with Jordan and Kendal, and I was feeling really confident about all my reads. And then our air conditioning in our current rental here broke. Like, we're not able to use it. But right now I am sitting in like 80-degree heat in my house, and it's not very comfortable, and we've not been able to use it like for most of the readathon. And so I was living at my parents'. You guys probably saw that I hosted sprints over there. So this house we're current in right now, the lease is up at the end of September, but because our AC has been unusable and we have just been so miserably freaking hot, our poor animals are so lethargic, it's just been kind of a nightmare. It forced us to look at new rentals even earlier, like a whole month earlier than we had originally planned, but thankfully we were able to swing it financially, and we found the perfect place, you guys. The perfect place, and we're literally going to start moving in 3 days. So I have no clue if I'm actually going to be able to get this video out before we move or when you're going to see this, but just know the next video you see from me is probably going to be in a whole new place. That being said, I did not get as much reading done as I had hoped, but I actually had 2 5-star reads that I am so excited to share with you guys. And the first one was obviously The Last House on Needless Street. Wow, wow, wow. That is all I have to say. You guys saw that I bought Sundial because I loved this one so much. I can see why it wouldn't be for everyone, and I wouldn't even really consider this horror. It's definitely dark literary fiction, so if you're concerned that it's going to be too like gory or there's going to be some element to it that you're just unsure about because you've never read horror like me, I feel like this was so addicting that I'm now wanting to get into horror, which is so weird for me because that's not me at all. But all that to say, I really enjoyed this one, and yeah, I was pleasantly surprised, but also not pleasantly surprised because a lot of people told me that I would like this one. I also was able to knock out the whole book for The Haunting of Aveline Jones, and let me tell you, this was the first spooky middle grade book that I've ever read, but I will be picking up more this fall because this actually scared me a little bit. I kind of got goosebumps near the end, but it starts off in this cozy coastal town. We have our main character who's gonna live with her aunt for a while, and some weird creepy things start happening, but I love the setting of this town because there's a bookshop that's owned by this older man, and he is so cute and just adorable and loving, and I'm kind of sad that this is a middle grade because it was so stinking short and I just wanted more, and I think the third book may or may not come out this fall, so I'm definitely going to be purchasing the second one. I'm so glad I picked this up, and I feel like this could be a new favorite genre or subgenre of middle grade for me, and I'm just really excited to dive more into this genre. So I don't know what's happening with me and scary horror books. This could honestly be a new era for me, like I don't even know. This just definitely caught me by surprise. It wasn't like a full 5 stars, but it was definitely a solid 4. I enjoyed it all the way through, and it was just crazy to me how it was very cozy and cute, and then all of a sudden you take this weird kind of like creepy turn, and I really can't tell you much more about it or I'm going to be giving it away. Like I said, it's such a short book, but just pay attention to that little scary scarecrow in the background because yeah, the illustrations in here are actually kind of creepy. There's some creepy ones in here, so I highly recommend picking this up. And thank you to Gavin for bringing this one to my attention because I don't think I would have picked it up otherwise. My next 5-star read, which I am literally going to be recommending this to everyone this fall, is The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. I think I told you guys that I'd actually started this or gotten about 50-100 pages into this. Doesn't necessarily fit one of the readathon prompts, but I was able to wipe this book out real quickly, and let me tell you, the cozy mystery kind of vibes this gives, but also Schitt's Creek. This family has such interesting, like, quirky dynamics, the way they hate each other but love each other, and I don't want to say like anything about this because when I went into this book I knew very little, but I've literally convinced so many people to pick this up because apparently it wasn't like really on anyone's radar, and I don't know how, because just the thought of this girl being a ghostwriter, falling in love with an actual ghost, and the paranormal elements, the magical realism elements, this is going to be a top favorite of the year. Probably like top 3 or 5 at this point. As you guys know, I switched up my TBR a little bit to start reading The Paul Bears Club, which again was not technically on my TBR in the first place, but I was seeing so many booktubers that were daily vlogging just kind of forget the prompts and read spooky books in general, so I thought I could do the same, and I think I only made it to, yeah, page 70. I don't really know how to describe this book. It's not a mystery, it's not a thriller. I really like that there's the annotation part in this. It's very interesting. It's basically like a book within a book, and then our character that is being written about, their experience, she's annotating. I really don't know what to compare this to. It's slow, there are fall vibes to it, but it's not super fast paced. It's somehow holding my interest, but I don't know what to compare it to. It's just such a unique book, and I think I'm actually gonna hold off until I can pick this back up and have the time to kind of binge read it in September. I am very confident that I'm gonna finish this out and really love it. But yeah, you guys should definitely look into this one. It's my first Paul Tremblay, and I can already say that I'm probably gonna pick up more of his work. I am so happy that I gave this 5 stars and this 5 stars. So even though I didn't get to read as much as I wanted to, I feel like this was definitely a very successful readathon for me because I think I have 2 new favorites of the year so far. All of that being said, I am going to go ahead and wrap up this vlog because it is getting very hot in here. Thank you so much to the amazing hosts Olivia and Gabby for hosting this readathon. They are quickly helping me fall in love with more horror books and overall just really making me wish for fall. I am so in the mood for fall reads. This was so much fun. I cannot wait until the next round. Thank you once again to all of you guys who support my channel and watch this video and hopefully are going to be patient with me during this move transition because like I said, next time you see me, these babies are probably going to be gone. So thank you so much for sticking around and I will see you soon.